So I look forward to watching her ongoing development in the league. I think ultimately this is very healthy for women's basketball in the WNBA. Other than as a fan, obviously, it's nothing new in basketball that there's sort of welcome to the league moments. Certainly, we're seeing an acceleration of it with Caitlin.
What if I told you the NBA's All-Star Weekend ratings dropped so low, they're looking to a college player for help? It sounds crazy, but it's true. The league that gave us Michael Jordan and LeBron James is now eyeing Caitlin Clark to save face. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video, but here's the real kicker. Clark's college games are sometimes getting better ratings than NBA matchups. How did we get here? And what does this mean for the future of basketball? Stick around, because we're about to break it all down. Picture this.
Other than as a fan, obviously, it's nothing new in basketball that there's sort of welcome to the league moments. I think it may be lost on some people who are new to basketball in terms of a little bit of the controversy in the WNBA, especially for heralded rookies. But of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly and appropriately in the league.
The NBA All-Star Game, once the crown jewel of basketball, now feels like a ghost town. Empty seats, players who look like they'd rather be anywhere else, and fans reaching for the remote. It's a far cry from the spectacle we used to know and love. Let's talk numbers for a second. Last year's game? A measly 5.5 million viewers. That's not just bad, it's embarrassingly low. Some regular season games are pulling in bigger crowds. How did we get here? You know what's even crazier? The players don't seem to care anymore. They're out there chucking half-court shots like it's a game of HORC at the local park. Remember when Jordan faced Magic? Those games were intense with players giving it their all. Now, it's just glorified practice with fancy uniforms. The league's in panic mode. They've tried all sorts of new formats to spice things up. Playground-style draft? Check. Target score ending? Yep. But nothing's sticking. Fans are tuning out faster than you can say airball. Here's where it gets wild. College games are sometimes pulling in better numbers than the NBA. I'm not kidding. We're talking about unpaid athletes drawing bigger crowds than multi-millionaire superstars. How insane is that? Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is probably losing sleep over this. The All-Star Game used to be the league's moment to shine, to showcase its best talent. Now, it's turning into a punchline, a weekend that hardcore fans are starting to skip. But hold up, because the NBA might have found an unexpected lifeline. And trust me, it's coming from the most unlikely place. They're not looking to another superstar or a flashy new technology. No, they're turning their eyes to the college courts, where a certain sharpshooter is making waves and drawing crowds like nobody's business. The league that's given us legends like Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron is now pinning its hopes on a college player to save its biggest weekend. It's a Hail Mary pass if I've ever seen one. But in a world where traditional sports are fighting for eyeballs, maybe it's exactly the kind of crazy that might just work.
I would say seems like she can take care of herself. She's a tough player. Certainly, we're seeing an acceleration of it with Caitlin. Many individual stars who came in this league in the last several years, and then, again, I've been with the league for a long time, so I was there the early days with Val Ackerman.
You won't believe who's got the NBA scrambling for answers. It's Caitlin Clark, the college phenom who's lighting up scoreboards and turning heads. She's not just good, she's changing the game, and the NBA's taking notice big time. Let's talk about ratings for a second. Clark's college games? They're sometimes pulling in more viewers than NBA matchups. That's wild! We're talking about unpaid athletes outdrawing multi-millionaire superstars. The NBA sees this and they're thinking, we need some of that Clark magic. So what's their plan? They want to bring Clark into the All-Star mix. Imagine that. A college player potentially saving the league's biggest weekend. It's crazy, but it just might work. Picture this: Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Sabrina Ionescu, and Caitlin Clark in a shootout. That's not just a game, that's must-see TV right there. You know what's even crazier? Clark's not just a basketball sensation. She's a full-blown phenomenon. People are showing up in droves just to watch her hit golf balls. That's the kind of star power the NBA's dreaming about. Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, he's not messing around. He's ready to shake things up, and Clark might be the ace up his sleeve. The NBA sees all this buzz around Clark, and they're desperate to capture that magic for All-Star Weekend. They're planning a whole new format for 2025, hoping to revitalize the event and get those viewer numbers climbing again. But here's the million-dollar question: can one player really change the game this much? We're about to find out. Clark's already breaking records left and right. In her rookie season with the Indiana Fever, she averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. Oh, and she set the WNBA rookie record for most three-pointers in a season with 122. That's second all-time in the WNBA, just behind Sabrina Ionescu's 124. Speaking of Ionescu, she's all in on teaming up with Clark. She said, "If I would have to choose, I'm taking Caitlin Clark on my team."
What an incredible talent she is. 2 Final Fours, leading scorer, history of college basketball. We went back and looked at our original business plan from 28 years ago. We didn't think it would be such a long timeline. So I look forward to watching her ongoing development in the league. I think ultimately this is very healthy for women's basketball in the WNBA.
That's some high praise from one sharpshooter to another. It's clear the excitement around Clark is real, and it's spreading fast. The NBA's taking a big swing here, but with ratings tanking and excitement fading, what choice do they have? Clark's the fresh air they need. Whether it works or not, we're about to see something we've never seen before in basketball. One thing's for sure, all eyes will be on Caitlin Clark if she steps onto that NBA stage. The NBA's going all in on Caitlin Clark, and it's a wild move. But you know what? It might be their only shot at saving All-Star Weekend. Think about it. They're bringing in a college superstar to rescue their biggest event. That's never happened before. Whether this crazy plan works or not, we're about to see something totally new in basketball. Imagine Clark stepping up to the three-point line surrounded by NBA legends. The crowd's going wild. Everyone's holding their breath. Will she sink it? Will she show up the pros? One thing's for sure, all eyes will be on Caitlin if she steps onto that NBA stage. It's like David versus Goliath, but with basketballs. The NBA's desperate, Clark's on fire, and we're all just waiting to see what happens next. This could be the start of something huge in basketball, or it could be a total flop. Either way, you won't want to miss it.